What's up, and welcome to Surging Ahead. This is Brett, and today we have several stories to talk about. First, some exciting new rumors about production of the Tesla Cybertruck. We also have some information about a delay to the Rivian R1T. Elon Musk provides a bunch of information and timelines about full self-driving release. And some information about new supercharging speeds. So stick around, and we'll dive right in. Okay, so our first story today is about the Cybertruck and some rumors from Troy Teslike about new production timelines. So we'll transition to that. I have heard that Tesla is planning to start production at Giga Texas with Cybertruck, not the Model Y. Also, Cybertruck will have 4680 cells and a structural battery pack, which will be built in Texas too. Not a lot of new information in the bottom part there. I think we all kind of suspected at least that it would be the 4680 cells with the structural battery pack, but interesting that they're talking about starting production at Giga Texas with the Cybertruck. He goes on to talk about this when user Roland or @SteelNicho asks, when do they start? To which Troy replies, October or November of 2021. To which William Braby asks, I'm not doubting your scoop, but how sure are you about this information? I'm just too excited. To which Troy replies, 70% sure because plans might change. So this is extremely exciting to me. I think a lot of us really thought when they announced the Texas plant that the initial timeline would be exactly what they're talking about here, which is late 2021, they would start producing the Cybertruck at that plant along with their new battery platform. And they always mention the structural battery and basically, an exoskeleton kind of thing for the Cybertruck. So I think this kind of goes back to what a lot of people assumed initially about Giga Texas. Yeah, if true, this is big news. And I'm extremely excited as a reservation holder who may or may not actually order their Cybertruck. It's big news. I'd like to see a lot more information about Cybertruck, but this is a good start. In addition to the information we got from Troy Teslike, Elon Musk also provided an update on the Cybertruck. We'll start off by him replying to an article about why the Cybertruck will be a game changer. Elon Musk replied, to be frank, there is always some chance that Cybertruck will flop because it is so unlike anything else. I don't care. I love it so much, even if others don't. Other trucks look like copies of the same thing, but Cybertruck looks like it was made by aliens from the future. From this initial tweet, he has more to say, and I'll go into that in just a second. But most of the reporting you see on the Cybertruck this last week from big media outlets have all been around the top of this quote, which is, and really only a small piece of it, where they say that Elon admits the Cybertruck might flop. I don't think he's really saying that, but I mean, it is a very dramatic shift in what vehicles look like. And I think Elon's just being realistic here. Even though there's a ton of pre-orders for this thing, ordering one, just like I said, I'm not even sure I'm getting my pre-orders of it, but ordering a Cybertruck and only having to put $100 down does not necessarily ensure people are actually going to get it. So even though right now it looks like it might be extremely successful, there's always a chance it won't be. So Elon Musk was just frank about this in this particular conversation, to which everyone took that quote out of context and ran with it for lots of stories. I don't think that's the actual story here. I think the next part of this quote is where there really is a story. At least that's interesting to me. So, Black Model 3 or Zach asked, any new info or pics you want to share? To which Elon replied, in the end, we kept production design almost exactly the same as show car. Just some small tweaks here and there to make it slightly better. And here's the interesting part to me. No door handles. Car recognizes you and opens door. He then goes on to talk more about the four-wheel steering. Having all four wheels steer is amazing for nimble handling and tight turns. So once again, chiming in on that four-wheel steering, I think that could be very cool. It'll be interesting to see what the steering ratio of those rear wheels are. Does that give us like true tank turns, or is it just, a slight assist to turning? Regardless, it's nice to know that a vehicle that large, they are thinking about maneuverability in. But here's what's really interesting to me, that no door handles thing. So I currently have a Model X, and it does have door handles. And I think that's crucial because having the doors just automatically open for you in the Model X can be inconvenient, to say the least. I also don't always just want to open the front door. I have kids. Most of the time when I go to my car, my door is the last door I'm opening. I'm opening the back doors to get my kids in the car seats and everything situated, and then I'm going to the back door. So not having that ability to control which door opens and when and all that sounds a little troublesome. And from my experience with the Model X, that auto present door thing doesn't always work. I have to walk like a little past the door most times for it to actually work. So I don't know. It's not the best implemented technology, at least with the Model X. Maybe it'll do significantly better with the Cybertruck, but it just seems like an unnecessary thing. I don't have problems with door handles. If you want to do some kind of funky door handle like you have done with all of the other Teslas, great. I understand the aerodynamics piece, but having no door handles just seems like a silly addition. All the same, I'm sure it'll look really cool in video segments and as a cool showpiece for the vehicle, but it seems like unnecessary complexity to me, so I personally would prefer if they actually did have door handles on the Cybertruck, but my guess is we are way too far down the road of final production candidates for that to happen. Okay, so for our next story here, I got this from Reddit, and I tried finding the original source, but I don't know if this came from an email or what, but all over the internet I could find articles about this happening. However, I could not find this actual piece of text, so if anyone knows where this originally came from and wants to add that to the comments, I will update the description in this video to include that so people can find the original. For me, all I was able to find it on was r/Rivian. But anyway, Rivian has went ahead and announced that they will be delaying the R1T, and initial deliveries will now be in September. And so that's delaying it out of this month, July, when they were initially supposed to start shipping these, which I think is actually a slight delay from June. But regardless, this is a little sad. I'd like to see the Rivian trucks get delivered. I think it actually might be my favorite of the electric pickup trucks, but I'm not going to buy a first gen vehicle personally. So, or at least, I might buy the Cybertruck, which I suppose is a first gen vehicle, but not a first vehicle from any company. I don't live near enough a big city to feel really comfortable knowing that I'll have service and all those other items for the vehicle. So the only reason I'm not seriously considering a Rivian truck is because they're not going to have that service infrastructure built out in the same way Tesla is. So anyway, it won't be my first choice, but to me, this is very disappointing news. I think this looks like a very cool truck. I'm excited to see people driving it, and it's not a super long delay, only a couple of months here, but regardless, it's a little disappointing. So hopefully they're able to make this deadline and we will start seeing the Rivian trucks out on the road soon. Okay, for our final story here, it started off, I guess this story starts off from a car and driver test where they ran several vehicles through a challenge to go 1,000 miles, and Tesla finished in the top 3 spots for all of these. So anyway, there was a tweet on this from JPR007, to which Elon Musk replies, "Not bad, although the new Model S has more range and faster charging. 3 and Y should use long range version, as performance version is meant for max speed and handling, not max range." So he has some quibbles, I guess, with how they tested Teslas, but I mean, in the end, if you look at that, Tesla's won the top 3 positions. So using better Teslas, they still would have won the top 3 positions, and not much change there. But the interesting metric here, or the next part of the tweet, I think is what really is cool. He talks about the supercharger network is being upgraded from, it should say, 250 kilowatts to 300 kilowatts. So that will help too. So That's awesome that they are bringing faster charging to the supercharger network. I'm assuming this means that all of the V3 superchargers will get this upgrade, but he isn't explicit in that. I'm hoping it's not all new superchargers will be capable of this, but once again, he isn't explicit, so it could mean that. I think it's more likely that this is just the current V3 superchargers will get a boost of power from 250 to 300. So further on here, the kilowatt says, whoa, 300 kilowatt hours is awesome, but which models can take that much power? Which Elon does not reply to, but Teslatino said, how about the potential benefit of more bandwidth for less tapered down charge rates? Would that be a thing? Elon Musk then replies to this and says, tapering down charge rate is simply a physical thing that has to happen as lithium ions bounce around what is an increasingly full parking lot. Just like a car parking lot, where it takes longer to find a spot when the lot is almost full. I think that's a pretty cool analogy for explaining why as your car gets full. Okay, so those were the big stories today. I'm extremely disappointed in the delay of the Rivian, although it's not that long, so I would just be happy to see those get out. Extremely excited about the potential for a faster timeline on getting Cybertrucks out into people's hands. And some of that information around full self-driving is encouraging also. I'm hoping for that beta to be out in a month or two. I guess we'll be satisfied if it's out by the end of the year, but you know, it'd be nice if Elon was right on the timelines this way, and we really do see a wide release very soon. All that aside, please let me know what you thought of this video. Go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section. If you liked this video, hit the like button. If you would like to see more videos from me, please hit the subscribe button. Anyway, this has been Brett from Surging Ahead. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.